Becoming wealthy is as simple as living below your means, paying yourself first, and investing for the long term. Why do so many people fail when it comes to money when the concepts of building wealth couldn't be simpler? When getting rich is only a matter of making incremental steps and doesn't require major life changes, you'd think everyone would be taking action. Take a look at the main reasons people can't seem to get a grasp on their finances and instead spend their entire life struggling with money. They're short-sighted. When it takes a relatively long time to realize the benefit of taking action, it's difficult to begin. It's a hard sell to cut out a daily coffee run, live frugally, and reduce current quality of life in some ways to hopefully reap the benefits many years down the road. "I don't care about retirement. I'll probably be dead by then," is a common frame of mind. Of course, there's a possibility you might be gone by then, but chances are you'll still be here, and if you're thinking like that, you'll still be broke. Wouldn't it make sense to make incremental improvements that improve the quality of your life now by getting your finances in order, and that will help you out when you're older? With some forward thinking, you can see that you don't want to be stuck doing the same thing you're doing now, decades down the road, with no improvement. Sometimes it's difficult to understand that making small moves to improve your future can improve your quality of life almost immediately, not just many years later. Retirement seems like an eternity away, but it will come much quicker than you realize. They have unrealistic investing expectations. There are a few groups of people who have unrealistic expectations, preventing them from building wealth. First, you have the naive investors that get upset when their investments lose any money at all. They simply can't stand temporary losses, and this is often enough for them to quit investing entirely. If the market produces a negative return for a year, that's enough to call it quits. They'll sell at a loss, close their account, and put the cash in the bank instead. Then you have a second group of people who don't understand how much they could actually earn by investing their money. They never realize how lucrative it can be, so they don't make saving and investing a priority. For example, many people are shocked to learn that the average return of the S&P 500 is around 10% before adjusting for inflation, when they thought they could only earn 1%, 2%, 3%, or whatever interest rate a savings account is paying. Additionally, you have people who have unrealistically high expectations and believe their money should grow very fast and should double every year. They expect to earn the equivalent of 1 year's income the day they begin investing, and unless they can do that, it's just not worth their time. Earning 10% or so per year doesn't sound like much, but as your nest egg grows, the gains are going to outpace working income. They lack discipline. Financial discipline consists of establishing some sort of guidelines with money when it comes to spending, and a little bit of discipline can go a long way. Living below your means and investing consistently is simple, but it's not easy for everyone. Some people don't have the patience to see the positive results of incremental moves because the final outcome takes a long time to realize. For example, paying off credit cards isn't as exciting as going on vacation, and hanging onto an older car is no fun when you could just go finance a new one today. They're thinking, "I won't realize the benefits of paid-off credit cards for a long time, but a vacation will be fun." Some people just can't say no when it comes to spending money, even if it's going to cause more problems. If they're presented with a supposed once-in-a-lifetime sale, they can't stop themselves from taking advantage of it, even if it means it's going to sacrifice their financial well-being. They procrastinate. Building wealth is almost always a very long process, and it takes time to get the ball rolling in the beginning. Many people procrastinate and don't feel motivated to begin because they don't feel as though they're going to realize the benefits until decades down the road. This is partially true, but what they don't realize is that they're going to see an improvement much sooner than once they reach the finish line. "I'll start investing when I have more money," or "I'd love to start a business someday, but not now." "I'm too busy right now and the economy is uncertain. Besides, it might not even work out." Failing to make these moves sooner rather than later is costing you in more ways than one. You're losing precious time that could be used to enjoy your money had you made the moves earlier on. The earlier you build that business or investment, the more time you'll have to enjoy the rewards. They make excuses instead of changes. It's easy to point the finger as to why you can't seem to get ahead, but none of this is going to help. There are always going to be reasons why something can't be done. I don't get paid enough, the cost of living is too high, or investing is for the rich. Do you think blaming outside factors is going to help you or hold you back? Instead of focusing on what they can personally do today in order to get ahead, they blame external factors beyond their control. Complaining about why you're not making any forward progress is going to have you stuck in the same place, spinning your wheels forever. Do you think anyone who's been successful got there by looking for reasons why it couldn't be done? More than likely, it's just the opposite. Successful people are looking for reasons why something can be done and why they'll be successful. Continually looking for excuses as to why you can't improve your situation is guaranteed to result in failure. They're afraid of change. Making a change for the better requires you to do just that, change. This is something many people are afraid of. Change brings uncertainty, and sometimes they'd rather stay just where they are rather than venture into the unknown. Even though they're in a state of struggle when it comes to earning money and paying bills, they would rather keep doing the same thing rather than learn something new, improve, and try something they've never done before. Think of some concerns a person would have before making a change for the better. What if my investments lose value? What if the economy tanks? Investment returns aren't guaranteed. Being afraid to branch out and make a few small changes here and there will provide you with the same result year after year, decade after decade. They hope money will make them happy. It's pretty common to receive short-term satisfaction from spending money. When you buy something, you suddenly feel excited and happy for whatever you purchased, but that burst of happiness is extremely short-lived, lasting only a matter of minutes, hours, or a couple of days if you're lucky. Put simply, spending money doesn't provide long-term happiness or satisfaction, so people go from one purchase to the next, chasing the next dopamine boost. The end result is usually being completely broke and wondering where all of your money went, because it was all spent on items with little significance. Those who are able to overcome the temptation of wasting money realize that money is best spent on things that are going to provide them with long-term satisfaction. These are often things like experiences and hobbies. Successful people aren't afraid to spend money, they just don't waste it. It seems that the people failing with money are almost all doing so for the same reasons. They don't think ahead, they don't like to take responsibility, and they falsely see money as something that will buy them happiness. By taking a look at the main reasons people fail and struggle with their finances, you can understand the changes you need to make to get ahead. Thankfully, simply recognizing these problems is sometimes all that's needed to help you avoid them.